Welcome. I'm Josiah. I'm the CEO of Marky and one of the co-founders, along with Eli, who will be joining here in a second. And yeah, if you are new to Marky, welcome to the Marky fam. And if you are returning, I see some faces here from some people returning. So some people that have been with us for a while. So I see you, Michael and Tony, and several others here. Good to see you again. And yeah, as I was just saying that maybe you are also we do have weekly meetings as well, webinars where Bernard, our head of customer success, will help you will demo kind of new things that are coming out, help you with the new features. So those are every Wednesday. So maybe you've been going to those, or if you want to, you can go to those as well. And then once a month, we do these founder talks. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I will jump into one of the biggest new features we released recently. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and we're still kind of refining it. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the chat. Bernard will probably be answering them as we're going along, and Eli or I will get to them a little bit later as well. Sweet. Did you want to add anything, Eli, before I jump in? No. Okay. So if you haven't seen in Marky recently, there is a new tab. So here, I'm going to share my screen. And yeah, I'll demo this, and then we will spend a little time talking about what's kind of coming next as well. So here's a business for a swim school, and particularly for Plano, Texas. But if you go into, so you'll see some new tabs over here if you've been with Marky for a little while. So there's this library over here, and this is a file system within Marky. So think of it as your file system on your computer. Just to give you a little background about why we built this. So, if you've been with Marky for a while, you know that at the beginning there was topics, but then people needed a way to give the AI more context about what it was doing, and what you're doing, right? You're a business, you have like context that you want to give the AI. So we created this idea of memories, which was just a list of documents that you could upload. It was pretty plain. It was just a bunch of documents, and the AI would reference those. Sometimes, although it wasn't always able to find the best kind of content. And so users wanted a way to kind of pair up content with the topics that they wanted to post about. And one of the kind of workflows that Marky hadn't really supported up till now was the ability to post about something specific, right? So at Marky, we kind of always want to support two workflows. One is kind of, if you will, like the mindless workflow, or just the I'm feeling lucky kind of workflow, where it's just a one button click, you get some posts. For people that maybe it's been a long day and they're just want to get some posts out, this is a great option, right? And so you can generate posts. And that has kind of been the main way that people have used Marky. A few months ago, we introduced the custom generate, and a lot of people really like that because now they had a way to generate about a particular blog, or about a particular event they had coming up, or a particular product that they were wanting to publicize. And so that's kind of the second workflow. So you always have the generate post, which is just you click it once and you'll get posts. And then now with library, you have the ability to load all of that context into your library. And I'll show you some of the different kind of file types that you have available to you. And then you can actually use those when generating posts. So there's a couple ways you can use those. Over here, this is almost a chatbot. We're working on turning it into a chatbot, but as of right now, it's kind of like a chatbot light, where you can just tell it what you want. So maybe you want like, I want 10 posts about my swimming course, right? So then you can just do at, and then you can say summer swim camp or something like that. And then you can say use my testimonial, and then you can add this coach at, let's see, Jennifer. Okay, so it's kind of like a chat like that, and you can now make posts about things in particular. You can mix and match those things. You can also, drag as well. And there's just a few other ways that you can add context as you're custom generating. You can also use this by, if you didn't want to import something, like you had a blog maybe. So let's say like the Marky blog. So let's take this one, for example, and let's say I want, 10 posts about this. And you could say like focus on the features of Marky or something like that. So these are all ways that you can use Marky to generate content around particular, more specified kind of content. Which if you are doing any kind of serious social media marketing, you're probably wanting to do that. So yeah, that's kind of how it's used and why we built it. It's just the first level of what we're kind of doing with this. Really, when you give the AI a file system, it really opens up a lot of possibilities. So some places we're going with this in the future is for the AI to be able to read and write from your file system. And we kind of got some inspiration from like coding agents and how they're able to read and write from file systems. And we found it like really powerful when the AI is able to do research and then, create a document based off of that research, or scrape all your testimonials from your Google testimonials, and then, write all of those to files, everything like that. Oh, also, I should say that you don't have to add content if you don't want. So if you just said like, I want 3 posts about testimonials, my testimonials, we have this thing called auto context, which will automatically find your resources in your library that are relevant to that content. So as your library gets like much larger, then it becomes really powerful. For large teams that have, an issue with so much content that you have to like search and find in a Google Drive or something, this really makes that not an issue, because the AI can just find the relevant files as it needs to create on-brand content. So as you can see, when I just said I want, post about our testimonials, well, it went out actually and it found for these ideas, it found these files. So it found these testimonials, and it also picked up on this safety and facility FAQs. And so you can actually see that the idea here is highlight some actual facts about the business, right? So, a big part of having AI is you don't want the AI to hallucinate facts. And so one of the things we're really focusing on here is that the AI will use your library to create factual information. So really, the more you put in your library, the better the AI will become. And so you can actually see for each idea what resources it's pulled into creating that post. So then you can generate posts for those ideas. And this will go through. It'll take about 1 minute. While that's going, I'm going to show you a little bit more about these files. So I said it's like a file browser on your computer, which is true. Although there's a little bit more, it's a little bit more advanced in that they are structured files. So you can see like this FAQ document has particular fields. So name, rule, bio, email, phone, link. And these kinds of things really help the AI in choosing how to use this information. And so you have the ability to, you can see like how the AI is using these the images. Now I don't have a lot of images yet loaded into this library, but if I did, it would use those images as well. And on any of your files, you can add images to that file, and that will link those images to that piece of content. So like if you had pictures of these people, then for these authors, you can add a picture of them right here. And we have a lot of different file types. So we have, you can create a file from here. You can also import from your website. So you can just import and it will create all these file types from your website. You can also scan your entire website to do more content. You can also do a PDF upload, or you can use text. Like if you have 100 Google reviews, you can just go to your Google reviews page and just, command all, select all, copy, and paste it in here. And then Marky would go through and actually create testimonial records for each of your testimonials. But you can also see that there's actually more types here. So these are just kind of the default ones. But for your business, you might actually have, might have other file types as well. So let's say, Michael is a real estate agent. Well, there's a property file type. Or say you are a nonprofit, there's a cause file type. So we try to kind of think of the main file types. And if you're an agency, you actually have the ability to create file types and share those across your businesses. So this is really powerful. It's always been the dream of Marky that Marky wouldn't really feel like a competitor to agencies, that each agency could kind of niche into a particular field and then really train the AI for that field. So how that is looking as Marky's maturing is that we are going to be rolling out more and more features like this, where you can take kind of the vanilla Marky that theoretically anyone could take off the shelf, but then you can start really customizing it for your niche, so that even if someone knows about, it's always been kind of this theme where it's like, oh, I don't want my clients to know about Marky because then Marky might steal my clients from me or something. And I've never liked that that dynamic. And I don't think it has to be that way. And I think a really good example that I've always looked up to is Go High Level, because Go High Level allows you to white label, but then as an agency, you're able to modify it so much that you're not really worried about, like, a lot of your clients might know that Go High Level exists, but you're not worried about like Go High Level taking them from you because you've customized Go High Level so much for your clients. So now, so that's the dynamic I've seen there, and that's where we're wanting to go with Marky as well. So this is kind of one of those first steps, but there's going to be a lot more coming where you can really train your AI for your particular niche, and you'll be able to like train it on campaign and strategy and copywriting and imagery and all sorts of customizations. But right now, so there's the create file type. If you're an agency, you have the ability to do that. If you're not an agency, you still have quite a few file types here. Hopefully this covers most major use cases. This might be a time actually as well to tell you that we are updating our pricing. If you're in this call and you've already purchased Marky, nothing's going to affect you, but we are basically doubling our pricing for all new customers as well, as of like today, or at least this week. So if you haven't subscribed, I would now, unless you want to pay that higher price, that's fine too. But yeah, so what I was saying there is with that restructuring, we're not just doubling our prices. That's the simplest way to say it, but that's not all we're doing. We're actually creating new tiers. So there won't really be an agency tier. They'll just be kind of like beginner, medium, and pro. And so based off of what features you want access to, you can choose one of those levels. And so even if you're not an agency, but you want some of these pro features, like creating a file type and some of the other pro features that will be coming out, you can get that pro level account. So yeah, so and we have this concept that we'll be introducing more throughout Marky as well, which is the idea of your library. And so this will actually, you'll start seeing this in other places as well. So get used to this kind of UX where a library is, or some other places you'll see it is with like templates or themes. And and there'll possibly be some other places, but that will be probably the next place you see it. And the idea is there's the kind of your marketplace of available templates or themes or file types in this case. We'd love to open up that marketplace to the public as well. So right now, these are all file types that were created by Marky, but we do plan to open it up to show to actually be a marketplace where anyone can contribute file types, and that will be used as well in the. And yes, we are still honoring the AppSumo deals. That'll be used as well in the templates and themes and such, so that we hope to open that up as a marketplace as well. And right now we have like 20 or so themes or more, but we'd love for that to explode into hundreds or thousands of themes that you have access to, kind of like Canva. Cool. Well, I think that kind of, for the most part, completes my demo of the library. I know I covered a lot. So, Eli, was there anything that I didn't cover? And then we can kind of jump into questions.
Let's see. We have YouTube videos that I'll put the link in the chat there. If you want to, have a little bit structured way to kind of go through some of these features, and you can look at that playlist. There's actually a few new videos in there, one that covers AI image gen, one that covers some new updates we made around the calendar, and then the other new one is one covering all the library features. So you can look at that for more information. Yeah, definitely let us know, if you're using this. We'd love to hear about how it's working for you. We're been working a lot on just improving the algorithm on how your library gets used, how your imagery gets used. So we've been doing a lot of work on that over the past couple of weeks, and we're still working on that. So we definitely, if you have any input or feedback on how this is working out for you, what you like, what you don't like, we always love to hear that. And yeah, I think we can go into Q&A now. We can start with, Michael.
Good afternoon, guys. Question is where I thought Josiah was going to go with the imagery, and you didn't, but it would be a great idea, is folders for images. So like, let's say I have a landscaping client. So this folder has all pictures of the tree services. This folder has all images for paver installation. So when we do a post that says paver installation, it goes to that folder to grab only those photos and not guess, what it is.
How the whole library system, it should fix all those problems. So you can add folders, and you can organize it however you want. You can add images to whatever kind of, information you want. And the AI will be smart in how it uses those. It'll use that folder, that file structure for context. So if it's going to go post about, forest, and you have a folder that's for the forest, it'll just use images in there. So
Okay.
and then, if you have a product, you can add images to that product. And so whenever it's posting about that product, it will be able to reference those images. So you should be able to do that.
Okay, I'm going to start doing that right now then. Thank you.
Yeah. Tony? Tony, did you have a question?
No, I'm sorry. I might have hit that accidentally.
Okay. It's a different Tony. All right, well. All right. Okay. Any other questions? New themes. Kayla is working. She's in this call. She's working on some new themes right now. So we're going to be working on some more minimal type themes. Also, the next feature we're working on is going to be custom templates and being able to edit your own designs and stuff like that. So that kind of plays into the new themes coming as well. You'll be able to work on your own designs and themes as well. But Kayla's currently got some drafted up and working on, so there'll be more themes coming out. For any bugs or issues, I'd say the best way to get help with that is reach out to our support, and we just have a good way to work with developers there. So if you have some issues in your account with whatever, please reach out to support and we'll help you there with those bugs. Awesome. Patrick?
Yeah, hi. I don't know if this is the right place to do this. This is the first time I've been on this call, but I had sent out some stuff to support and haven't heard back for a couple of days. And my question is, I've got, like a semi white label account, and when someone goes in to access a tool like, a Copilot or to do something, they they're
Uh-oh. We might have lost you.
Right.
Feel free to reach out over chat.
Or type your question.
Yeah.
For Betty, that is a large document. You could break it into sections and upload sections as a document. I would probably recommend finding, summarizing or finding the most important sections to upload instead of doing all of that, but that'd be my recommendation.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, thank you for hopping on the call. We have we have a weekly check-in as well on Wednesdays to do deep dives into features that you might want. Eli just posted tutorials on all these new features we've been releasing. And yeah, I think next will be templates and themes. So I know people have been wanting to be able to customize those. And so we're excited for that. And let's see, links to register for upcoming sessions. Those are emailed to you as well as on our Facebook page, I believe. Or you could always reach out over chat as well if you can't find them there.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.